I am ready to have Maya mirror the other side for me so that I can get legs over here without having to model them myself. The first thing I'm going to do is delete my history so that I can get rid of all of this nastiness over here. And now I'm ready to mirror. The good news is that Mirror lives in my Shift right click menu. It's right there, and you don't need the option box for anything, you can just run the command. The bad news is that for about half of you, you will see at this point the other half of your insect has been mirrored. For the other half, you'll see either something like what I've got here, or something even weirder, like that. They changed the way that Mirror worked a couple of releases ago to give it more features, and because of that, sometimes it's a little bit glitchy. Here are the things that you need to know about the option box. First, my mirror that I'm doing is an x-axis mirror. That's because when I set my reference images up, I decided to look at the front of my insect in the front view and the side of my insect in the side view. If you didn't do that, you may not be making an x-axis mirror. So just so you can see, there's this axis thing over here. That's a y-axis mirror. It's beautiful. And that is a z-axis mirror. Also beautiful. In all of these cases, I also have the ability to change my axis direction. So this is a negative z. This is a positive z. I'm not seeing much there. Let's see y. Aha, that's a positive y. That is a negative y. I'll switch this back to x. And technically I do want to do a negative x, but if you look, that's a positive x. Now again, mine isn't doing much, but there are other things that I can change. Cut geometry will cut my model in half. I definitely want to leave that on, but the axis position that I've got here is set to world. I'm going to change mine to object, and you'll see that what that does is it gives me this really weird kind of combination of legs and shapes. But along with the axis position being set to object, I also get to determine an offset. The offset can be determined using this manipulator, and as I drag it over here, you'll see that eventually my grasshopper will in fact mirror. I can even go further and give myself, the conjoined grasshopper. But I really only want like so. Now if you have to do this, I do recommend getting in pretty close and making sure that you are just at the point where you're about to start creating a second object. Because Mirror does some weird things and you want to be as close in on it as you can. One thing it's notorious for is leaving areas in disarray, putting extra vertices in where vertices don't belong. And I don't see any immediate distortion on this model, but you might just want to tour through and make sure that your offset is okay. And of course, if your object mirrored without you having to mess with the axis position, that's great. Don't mess with the axis position. You're fine. Don't worry about it. Whenever you're done, whether you've had to adjust your offset or not, this is another really good time for you to select your object in object mode, edit, delete by type, and clear out your history. In the next video, I will take care of my antenna, my eye socket, and my face pincers. See you soon.